Hello, and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program Amateur Hour with Fraggle. And, once again, after crunching the numbers, these clever Kerbals have figured out that this ship could potentially reach the moon with very, very little fiddling. So, once again, we're going to get rid of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can add to this for the moon. I don't believe... Well, I may... Actually, I'm going to leave that on there. Let's see if there's any science packages that I can plug in. Well, we'll slap a thermometer on there, because you never know. You can never have too many science options. The barometer, it's a little on the big side, but we'll stick it on here anyway. I can't remember if that was on my moon probe. Not too worried about the multi-spectral. Oh, I'm not too worried about that because I got this one. Okay, what else have we got? Some other kind of orbital shenanigans. I don't think there are any others I can plug on there quite yet. Got a couple of antennas, got a battery, plenty of solar panels. That should be pretty much it. So now we're going to go back to our old procedure. We're going to go up into orbit, and then we're going to launch this thing towards the moon, and we are going to use this satellite to image the moon, and we can figure out a landing spot and potentially see if we can find any anomalies before we even get there. But the first thing we have to do is get there. So this thing once again likes to do its weird tilty We'll correct that a little bit. It's yawing quite nicely. Must be my control surfaces being problematic. So there's that bit. And we'll start our second one. Now we can start correcting our trajectory a little bit. Seems to be fighting me quite a bit. Oops. We're getting there though. We're wrestling it over. Okay, that's the end of that stage. Now on to the next stage. So our apoapse is now 60. $65. 70, 71, 72, 74, 75. So I'm gonna cut that. Alright, that's our time to apoapse there. Add a maneuver. So I'm gonna make sure that I get this right. Okay, that's good enough. Once again, it's more of a It's more of a rough estimate than an actual solid number. So we will deploy those. Alright, so we got a burn in about 30 seconds, and it's a 1 minute burn. So we'll start our burn now. I believe that I have enough fuel to do this burn. I'm just kind of watching my periapps. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel to do this. I'm not going to worry too much about my apoapps because I'm not planning on staying in orbit long enough for that to be an issue. So there we are, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we are. So now we've got an orbit. We'll get rid of that. Now we need to find the moon, which was pretty easy. We are in slightly inclined, but we can work with that. So we're going to add a maneuver all the way out. Blah, blah, blah. There's our encounter, or sorry, our closest approach. I'm going to get those nice and close. Alright. Okie dokie. So it's a 27-second burn in 51 seconds. So, whilst we're waiting on that, we will... Well, no, we won't deploy those. I actually added on some more solar panels to this thing, because in my simulation I fired this thing off towards the moon, and I forgot to deploy the or extend the solar panels. And you know what happens when you run out of power. Okay, so about 15 seconds we'll do our burn. There we go. That's our little burn going on. We're going to have to dump this stage and use the other stage. Slightly less thrust in this one. Okay, let's see where we're at. So get rid of that. Well, that's not terrible. So, there's our periapps for the moon. So all we need to do is bring that down. I'll take that down to about 350, I think. Or maybe 300. 300 should be good for imaging. Okay, 307, 298. Okay, that's close enough. So that gives me a change of 252 meters per second. Not a big deal. That's annoying. I'm going to have to figure out why that's occurring. Alright, so we are going to do our quick save. Our burn is coming up. Make sure that we are aligned. We've got plenty of fuel. The engine is primed and ready to go. There's the moon. Oh, well, this is going to be an interesting orbit. So, 8 seconds. I think I may have lied a little bit about 8 seconds, but whatever. Alright, periapps is 319, so let's adjust that a little bit. 274? No, I'll go with 274. So we'll kill that. On this side, we're going to add another maneuver to bring that apoapps down. So 74, 268. Okay. So when we get around here, we will try and... you know what we have to do? Is we have to make this orbit polar, don't we? That one. Whoa! Whoops! I'm just going to line her up now. And this reaction wheel certainly makes this maneuverable. Okie dokie. So now we've got that set up, we will warp over there. Okay, so this is a 1 minute burn, so we're going to start it early. 20 seconds. Do our usual quick save. And we'll start our burn. Okay. So let's see what that gives us. That gives us not too bad of an orbit. When we get around here, what's this? 290. So let me get around here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. So we are going to call that it. We are now going to face a little probe, a little science gathery. Whoops. We are going to face him towards the sun. We are going to deploy panels. We are going to check our experiments. Yep, I've got that one. I'm not worried about that. Got that one, I'm not worried about that. So those can wait until we touch down, if we touch down, on the moon. So, now, we will start mapping the lunar surface. Oh, it's Kerbal, I don't want that. Right, the Mun. There we go. Now we are now mapping the lunar surface. So when this is complete, we should have a log of all the different anomalies, and we should be able to pick out a pretty good landing spot. Now while I get this map up, let me show you the Kerbal one that was coming up before. So as you can see, because I didn't get the orbit perfect, I've got these little stripes. They will fill in over time. But as you can see, it's done pretty good. We found quite a couple of anomalies about the place. I believe they are structural anomalies. Looks like there's one right by the Space Center. Oh, and there's another one not too far away from it. Hey, that looks kind of like Africa. We can also look at the biomes. So we have various different biomes. So if you look down in the corner here, it'll tell you as you mouse over the different biomes that you're going to see. Down, where is it? Down in here, I think there's grasslands, highlands, badlands, and I think desert. Oh, yep, there's desert. So if you get down into this little area here, you can get a first chunk of juicy science data without actually going too far. I think there's no mountains in there. They are over here. But that's it for the minute. That actually went a lot easier than I expected. How do I get rid of this? Small map. Kill that. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I have it. A little guy's gonna sit in orbit around the moon and scan the surface, look for anomalies, look for suitable landing spots, and before you know it, we'll be sending Kerbals up here. Well, looking at it in the background there, the shade of the moon slowly progressing across Kerbin. That's a really nice touch. But this is annoying. I'm going to have to figure this out. But for the minute, that's it. Oh yes, I promise you an exciting episode, and one day I'll give you one, but for the minute, I will see you anon.